All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakadash. Double honor to the Apostle Elves of Great Millstone. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. Lord willing, we're going to continue to do so until we receive those crowns, we receive that new flesh, and we be delivered out of this hellhole which is known as America. Just taking a look at the topic the brothers were putting up on George H.W. Bush, which is one of the ex-kings of Babylon, and he's dead now at 94. He's just a regular devil. Just a regular devil in a system of devils. And one of the points that they were highlighting is how in the American party system, this is showing the dynamic, the Democrats on one side, the Republicans on this side, and how it bounces back and forth basically, which is crazy. It bounced, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. Yeah, because people get tired of the bullshit from one side or whatever, and then they bounce right back to the next side. And then, it's going to keep on bouncing back and forth. And that's the name of the game for these people. They're all in cahoots. They're all serpents, and they're all, devils, and they just play off each other. They play off each other with these different political games and all this shit. And, the media, of course, they blow it up. But this is what the scriptures say about Esau and his entire comrade of devils, who think that they are greater than our Creator. Job 26:13, by his spirit he hath garnished the heavens, his hand he garnished the heavens. And that's the power of the Most High. His hand hath formed the crooked serpent. Yeah, he created Esau. He created them. Matter of fact, now this is Psalm 14. It said, what? The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek the Most High. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good. No, not one. There you go. None of these people have done good. All of these people who are so-called celebrated, and let's see, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but
Democrats' scores stay roughly consistent over time.
I think George H.W. Bush becomes an inflection point for not only the presidency, the generational movements, the last World War II, greatest generation president, but also they may be the last Republicans of that country club, Northeast Republicanism.
Yep. So, and that was a nickname for their generation. Let me see who served in World War I. That's another point. They're known as the greatest generation, and the so-called greatest generation, their last of them are dying off. He's part of the end of that shit. Like they were talking about the country club Edomites, going to the days where these Edomites, they still had that shit set up, but going to the days where you go to that all-white country club and everybody there, all your rich white friends are there. Now they got Negroes in there. They got Tiger Woods coming in there, and other Jakes as well. Tiger Woods was recently here in St. Louis and other places too. And so, going to those days, man, going is the way of Esau, but I'm going to let the video play.
That country club, Northeast Republicanism.
In an interview with journalist Mark Updegrove, Bush confirmed that he voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. His party had become so unrecognizable in his lifetime. The former president voted for the wife of the man who had beat him 24 years earlier.
That's right. So these people, there's no loyalty. You know, they have no loyalty to that party. There's no loyalty to that team. You know, like you said, in the span of his lifetime, the policies and the ideologies of the Republicans has shifted so much to some shit that we're at now. But guess what? They're all your brothers, your so-called Edomite brothers. and this is the Lord. This is Matthew 12:24. Well, this particular part is it said, but when the Pharisees heard it, they said, "This fellow doth not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, the prince of the devils." And Yahweh knew their thoughts and said unto them, "Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand." There you go. Because the Lord was well versed in the history of his own people, Israel. You know, when Israel split up, Israel split up, and then you had the kingdom of Judah. You know, you had Israel go off onto idolatry under Hezekiah, under Ahaz, under all the different kings of Israel, and then Judah as well. Judah also did the same thing, and they were divided. And then, you know, the Lord brought Shalmaneser and his sons in Assyria, which the Lord destroyed them because eventually Hezekiah repented. But then eventually Isaiah prophesied that under Babylon that they would also put captivity on Israel as well, because Hezekiah invited some men, I believe it was the king of Babylon, into his house and showed him all the things in his house which he wasn't supposed to do. But it's this. Hey, you look at the so-called major political party, the politics. The Republican Party is completely divided. You know, Democrats, Republicans, they're divided. These are people that work, you know, side by side in order to rule the government. And this is like a damn competition. You know, whenever they come out, they're investing millions of dollars in ads and gaining information and one-upsmanship on the next party. You know, going back to our city, our power, he set up kings over Israel, and then, you know, unless that king was wicked and his line was broken by the Lord, you know, then his son would rule and that next person was ruled. But, you know, it's all through who the Lord set up. And the scriptures talk about curse not the king. So until that king was unfit to rule, he would continue rulership. But this shit is a damn election. You know, it's made off of manipulation and, like I said, every kingdom divided against itself, because these people are completely against each other. Okay, and that's why YouTube is like a fucking hot zone on certain political videos and things like that. You know, just going into the comments, you got people saying one thing, oh, he's one of the greatest presidents ever. Then you got other people, this guy is a complete idiot. And these people are just completely divided. There's no movement, you know, where everybody's under the same thing, under the same, what's the word I'm trying to say? Everybody is under the same vibe. I'll put it like that. You know, just like our people, Israel. Because this is one of the things, and I don't want to make this video too long, this is one of the things that George Herbert Walker Bush, this is one of his ads that he put out.
Bush and Dukakis on crime. Bush supports the death penalty for first-degree murderers. Dukakis not only opposes the death penalty, he allowed first-degree murderers to have weekend passes from prison. One was Willie Horton, who murdered a boy in a robbery, stabbing him 19 times. Despite a life sentence, Horton received 10 weekend passes from prison. Horton fled, kidnapped a young couple, stabbing the man and repeatedly raping his girlfriend. Weekend prison passes. Dukakis on crime.
You know, and You know, that was a wicked ass nigga for him to do that. But they used that as as a as a as a dog whistle amongst other things. You know, for Edomites to vote for him, and that's how he won the election. You know, I wasn't there, so I can only assume. But that's what's known as dog whistle politics. Which, look it up, dog whistle politics is a political messaging employing coded language that appears to mean one thing to the general population, but has an additional, different, or more specific resonance for a targeted subgroup. The analogy, right, is a dog whistle, which of course only dogs can hear. The term can be distinguished from code words used in some specialist professions, right? It's a dog whistle. You know, certain Edomites, you show certain images, you say certain things, you give certain facts, and then, you know, it resonates with the spirit of these Edomites. These Edomites are all, you know, they might be divided against each other, but when it comes to Jacob, that's why they all get on the same code with each other. They all get on the same vibe with each other when it comes to dealing with Jacob. You know, unlike their rulership, because they still have that hatred going back to the womb for us. Verse 26, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So the Lord was telling them, well, look, if I'm Satan and I'm casting out Satan, then how will a kingdom stand if I'm divided? We would be divided. You know what I'm saying? If Satan cast out Satan, the Lord said it best. If Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And if I by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judges. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of the Most High, then the kingdom of Most High has come unto you. There you go. Or else, how can one enter a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house? So that's going into something else. But you know, the point is made, and that's another reason that these Edomites are going down, because they're divided against themselves. You know, going back from the so-called greatest generation until, you know, the Edomites now, which once again they've completely, you know, that conservative nature that they came here to this country with has been completely destroyed. You know, that devil nature that they have is completely taken over. That's why you have open damn devils, liberal, super liberal Edomites, transsexuals, and all this other crazy madness. And just because he was a Republican, he was working toward the same goal, to keep his empire alive, to keep that shit going. So there you go. And then they actually compare this. You know, you could compare it to Donald Trump. You know, talking about shithole countries and all of this kind of shit. And interesting, once again, I don't know about him, but these are all Edomite creating these different articles and all this different stuff. These are a lot of cases of Edomites who, you know, they might be in the opposing political party, but they're exposing each other. Satan is divided. Hey, so that's another way we know that Babylon in the scriptures is talking about America. It engages in all sorts of wickedness, and you have Satan against Satan. Okay, you have one devil against the next devil, and his kingdom is not going to stand. Just like the Roman Empire fell, that was Satan against Satan, and that was Satan against the Most High. This empire is the same thing: Satan against the Most High, and Satan against Satan. Okay, and the Most High is going to be victorious. So hopefully that was edifying for you. Call hello, Yahweh Shem Shalom.